Let's talk first, Steve, if we might, about the EU Commission's designating 22 services of 6 major tech companies as gatekeepers. What does this mean? And it goes to questions about interoperability of messaging platforms, it seems to me. What are they trying to get at here?
Yeah, Tyler, and the messaging thing, that is just one tiny slice of this law that is going to have broad implications for those companies that you just mentioned. That's Apple, that's Amazon, that's Alphabet, ByteDance, which owns TikTok. The implications are huge, goes just beyond messaging, but I'll use that as your primary example. For example, now that these designations have been handed down by the European Commission, these companies, for example, Meta, which has WhatsApp on there, will have to have interoperability, meaning WhatsApp has to talk to iMessage and vice versa. Facebook Messenger has to play in there somehow too. Google Search, by the way, has to give you the option to use Bing if you want, and so on and so forth down the line. And what this really is going to make these companies have to do is create their products maybe even differently the way they work in the EU versus the way they work in the rest of the world. Let's go back to messaging, for example. WhatsApp is an encrypted product, meaning it's a private message between you and the person you're talking to. Facebook can't even look into those messages, but with interoperability, that encryption goes away and it degrades the product. So we might see a different version of WhatsApp, for example, over in Europe versus what the rest of the world is using. And that is just one of many examples. There are 22 services, Tyler, between those 6 companies we were just talking about that are going to be impacted by this law next year.
Bill, what Steve just described to me sounds sort of deprogressive and crazy. Tell me why it's not.
I think that the view of the European Union is that the U.S. basically surrendered its role as an effective regulator for years and years, and that it allowed companies to do whatever it wanted. There's a keen sense that the firms have far too much power to determine the way that commerce goes. And I think Steve got it exactly right. What's happening in Europe this week and in other measures to come will be far more significant than the lawsuits running in the United States today. And there's simply no doubt in the minds of European policymakers that they're on the right path. When U.S. officials object or raise questions, the view is that's just what you would expect because you put us in this corner and we're trying to clean up a mess that you've made for the last 20 years or so. It's a strong sense of the identity of the European Commission that they're playing this role.
No, Bill, I think you put it perfectly as to how they feel and how they feel we've performed and so on and so forth. I mean, missing in all of this is the consumer harm. It's really not clear to me that consumers are pounding the table to say, you know, I want my iMessages to all be blue instead of green. But putting that aside, the question about how much further the FTC pushes in this direction, especially vis-a-vis Amazon, I'd be curious for your thoughts on, in light of what happened with Horizon and Amgen last week and the major setbacks they've been dealt, not just by Republican-appointed judges, but by Biden-appointed judges as well, and some of the antitrust moves that they've been trying to make, they seem to be pulling back a little bit. So what do you think they're actually going to be able to accomplish on the Amazon front?
You know, 20 years ago, when the Department of Justice ran its Microsoft case, it did achieve a major success. But everything that's happened in the court since then, just as you suggest, has made things harder and harder for the government. The doctrine that's been embedded since 2001, 2002 gives dominant incumbent firms major advantages. And the high card that they're able to play is to say, this may not be good for some of our rivals, but it certainly is good for our consumers. And everything we do provides a better experience. I think that the FTC is going to find, that the DOJ is going to find in its case, that they may be able to achieve some limitation on behavior, but the vision of a major restructuring of the firms, I think, is going to be unattainable. So the realistic objectives are going to have to be tempered by, the ambitions are going to have to be tempered by realism about what they can achieve.
Steve, let me turn to the Google, U.S. versus Google, the antitrust case that begins Tuesday. Walk us through the key issues here.
Yeah, so Tyler, the big issue here is the government is alleging that Google used its market power and its just hordes of cash to effectively buy its way into search dominance. Tyler, if you open up your iPhone right now and you open up that Safari web browser and you go into the main bar and type a search, chances are your default is Google. And that is because Google pays Apple billions and billions and billions of dollars a year to have that key spot in iOS search. Not only, it's not just on the iPhone, it's on web browsers like Mozilla and so on and so forth. What this lawsuit is saying, hey, you can't do that. You're unfairly disadvantaging Bing and DuckDuckGo and any other search engine that just can't afford to leverage its bank account.